and hopefully it fucking goes.
I got the love that keeps me waiting. That's
Yeah,
the Black
that's
Keys
it.
song.
Yeah,
I'm a
that is.
lonely boy.
Yeah, lonely boy.
I'm a lonely boy. That sounds way better than stuff here.
Yeah, no, that's good.
That's
Good.
better.
All right, so fucking this thing's called Tell Me Something Wild. So we start off with me asking you to tell me something wild, and then you tell me something wild, and I fucking we talk about it.
I really love a cut and dry formula. I love step
Simple.
A, step B, step C, make money.
I know.
I hate that complicated shit.
That's my life, cut.
I don't want to talk about alpha brain.
No,
I don't want to talk about.
I want to hear a wild story. I've had a wild life, so I want to hear other people's wild stories.
That's interesting because you come from far north Queensland too.
Yeah.
I'm from Mareeba.
Yeah, I'm in Innisfail, so
yeah. So you probably got me beat, eh?
You're up with the hills, up in the hills with all the fucking.
Yeah, there's a couple of things like. I don't know. There's, I was telling you before the time, like the reason I don't like camping.
Yeah,
and it's
I want to
just
hear
this
this
ingrained story of like, and I wouldn't have known the reason if it wasn't told back to me.
Yeah.
But when I was like 6 years old, my dad took me out camping, just him and me for the first time, because normally it'd be like a family thing. It was just me and him, and he's a pig hunter.
I think that fucking stopped again. I think it might be the screen mirror. Oh no, it's gone.
Okay.
Fuck, sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's always a family thing. But my dad loved pig hunting.
Yeah, I
he
love
still
pig
does.
hunting.
He goes pig hunting all the time.
You ever been pig hunting?
I have.
Do you like it?
I was a nurse, man. Like,
yeah, I know.
I'll eat a pig.
Yeah.
I'll have a pork
Killing them's
cutlet for
hard.
dinner, but
Yeah.
I won't do the steps leading up to
I
it.
know. Yeah.
Like, I understand vegetarians and vegans,
Yeah.
but like, I just like eating meat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you took me to a factory, they'd be like, "That's fucked up." And I'd be like, "I agree."
Yeah.
Pretty yummy though.
yeah. But to actually slaughter them is the hard part.
It is. It's bad, and it's I killed one, and I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
It's
I don't mind killing a big boar, but when you got like a little baby pig and the dog's got him, and you got to fucking kill,
it's sad.
so traumatizing.
It's sad, and it's like we tried twice. 3 times. Sorry. First time we went out when I was 6. You know, Dad tried the first time. We were out camping, and I was like a little shithead who had his little stuffed bear with him.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a dream. I thought, like, I have the memory, but I always thought it was just like one of those dreams you never forget. And I just remember waking up and I was just surrounded in fire, and it's just me and some rocks.
Yeah.
And it turns out that's actually what happened.
Wow.
Like that when we were out camping, a fire started and moved really quickly. And we were practically surrounded. Like, luckily we parked the car and set up camp near the road.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's wild. Was it a night fire? Like just
middle of the night. Just woke up.
That's full on.
Dad's like, he's already packed all the stuff. You know, he's just chucked it in.
Yeah.
And
just forgot you. You're just still.
Yeah. That's it. He drove back and got me. It was the car pulling up that woke me up. I was like, "Where's my bear?"
Yeah. So it burnt.
So I think, I lost it, and I just thought, I always thought I lost it.
Were you traumatized? Did that fuck you up,
losing the bear? Yeah. The
bro.
fire?
Yeah.
Chill.
My auntie took my bear when I was, like, young, like, to make a she made a little fucking jacket for it and shit. It was like a bird, but when she took it, like, no one told me because it was like, and I was traumatized, man.
What's that thing? It's like, it's comfort. And
yeah.
It's natural to be scared of the dark. Right?
Oh yeah.
Especially as a kid. Like that's where the lions and the fucking tigers are. And that's where
it's biological,
that's where the dingoes will be when they go out to eat you, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it's like having that extra thing. Even now, like if I'm at home alone and I hear something, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna grab the hammer and do a lap.
Yeah.
Nothing's unlocked, gone back to bed. But you're hyper aware.
Yeah.
Living like even just being 30, and if you live alone, I think it's pretty normal to like
fucking hell.
Be mindful of things in the dark, especially at your place where you can just
just can't.
I don't think this door closes.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Nah, it sort of does, but we
It
like
opens just as easy.
yeah, we let the critters in here. It's sort of like fucking
That's-
Snow White. You get the birds flying in and the rats and the lizards, and they're just
sometimes
part of
they
the
move
family.
in.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, we give them
It's-
names, and yeah,
That's how you got here.
yeah,
Just flew in, and they're like,
Just-
"You can
yeah,
stay."
Yeah, let him stay. Yeah,
Yeah.
just a fucking friendly critter.
I think-
Man, I remember have you ever watched The Conjuring?
No.
Oh man,
I know
because I
of it,
love
though.
horror movies.
Yeah.
But when I watched that, it was horrifying. But I got a mad story because I was living up north in Meena Creek. You know Meena Creek, where where the castle is, the fucking
I've seen it.
yeah, Paranella Park.
Yes,
It's just up the road
yes.
from there. I was living
A
out
lot
there.
of foreigners die there.
Yeah,
They get
fucking oath.
swept away.
Yeah, I know. It's a fucking haunted fucking joint. And this is so I watched The Conjuring, and I was living in this place, 68 acres on a big hill in Meena Creek. There was like my next door neighbor was that Greta Stanley. You know her? She's like a musician. She's deadly. But she's fucking. Well, I was up there, watched The Conjuring, went home, and it was fucking wild because I'd split up with my missus and we had to change the phone lines. I was working fly in, fly out. And when I was away, I'd had Telstra change phone lines and I'd called them a mob. And I was calling the house because I had people staying there looking after the place when I was working away. And it kept just going to this weird answer machine. So, hey, this is Bob. It wouldn't even ring. So I kept calling Telstra, what the fuck's going on? And they finally figured it out. And then I went back home from working away. And them lads, like they were sort of half staying there and then just helped me look after the place. But they had this friend that come up and she was visiting her dad's grave. And fucking, she'd come up, got on the piss with us. I ended up fucking her. And, which is, and
As you do.
as you do. Like
On
it just,
the grave.
It just happened. And,
Making grandkids,
Yeah.
for him in front of
yeah,
him.
but it's fucking, and I felt bad for her now, but she lived in Brisbane and she moved back down here. And I'd watched The Conjuring, and it was a good, like, scary movie. I haven't watched one, and I got scared, bro. There's this one point where, like, they focus on this cupboard, and, like, just in the fucking background, there's this bitch on the top, this witch bitch on it, and the way they do that jump scare is fucking great. Like, there's heaps
I've
of that.
seen it's like a famous. They
Yeah, it's
parody
famous.
it a lot.
Yeah. Because that witch.
I've watched Scary Movie 5. That's basically the same movie.
Yeah, it is.
Just
It is.
with more
Yeah.
fucking what's his name? Charlie Sheen. in
Yeah,
it.
Charlie Sheen and that Sheila in Scary Movies, man.
Yeah, the first
Yeah,
three.
yeah,
The one who
she's-
married Chris Pratt for a bit.
Did she? I
She
didn't know
did.
that.
She was
That's cool.
Chris Pratt's wife, and then now isn't.
I want to look up her name.
I don't
so
know her name either. She was in House Bunny, and
Yeah, she's a good actor. And she
I
was
know.
perfect for that.
Ashley Tisdale was in the 5th one. Because I was like, hey, I just finished watching Sweet Life of Zack and Cody on Disney Channel, and then scroll across, and it's, hey, there she is.
Where is she? Alright. Oh, Anna Faris.
Yes, Anna Faris. Yeah, she also was the woman in the remake of Overboard.
Yeah. But
Um,
yeah, I'll go back to so
do you believe in
after-
ghosts? Sorry, I'll let you finish,
Yeah,
and
this-
then we'll go back to ghosts.
Well, you're asking if I believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
Well, this is perfect.
There it
Right,
is.
listen to this. Okay, so I watched Conjuring. I went back to the house. I watched it with these couple girls, and went back to the house. And that Sheila she started
From
calling,
The Conjuring.
from the girl that I fucked, the dad died. She called me, and then I was talking to her, and she was drunk, and it was so painful. I was just like, oh, I got off the phone. She called me again. I answered, and she's just drunk, carrying on. And I was like, fuck this. I don't want to talk to this cunt. So if I could let the phone ring out. And then it rung out, and then I get all these messages like, fucking, she's like, what the fuck, call me now. Like, this isn't. So I've called her back, like, because I was saying, what's going on? And she's hysterical, man. That answer machine was her dad who killed himself answering. I'm not kidding.
Oh,
that was
shit.
his name was Bob. He was somehow Telstra fucked up, and because they lived down the road and so I'm in this house by myself with my dog, like in the middle of fucking, there's no 68 acres. I'm on top of a hill, terrified. Like I've never been so scared in my life. I
Jesus
fully
Christ.
thought I was getting conjured, and I'm there just with my dog. Chep starts barking in the darkness, and I'm just like, I had every light on in
You
the house.
want to fuck my
That's
daughter?
what I thought. I thought, oh my god, I'm getting conjuring by this cunt.
Oh, man.
Oh, that was the most scared
I
I've
feel
ever
bad
been
for
in my
you.
life.
I feel so much worse for her.
Oh, I know.
Do you imagine
I know.
how confronting
Oh
that'd
man,
be?
I end up getting because of that. I end up getting like a whole year's free from. I called him and was just like, "This is fuck. You know what you did, cunts? Like you traumatized
And they
this
gave
poor
it to
girl."
you.
Yeah,
they're
yeah, I
like,
know.
here's a free year.
Yeah.
And then
Where's
she's
her,
like
yeah.
crying.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you going to do for her? Like, I don't know, therapy, man. There's not much. Jesus. I asked about ghosts because
Yeah.
I believed in ghosts for a good while.
Yeah.
I have a pretty funny ghost story. It's not wild. Well, it's kind of
No,
wild.
yeah.
I remember, like, when I was in school, around the same time, like 6 years old, starting primary school, I was a bit of like a little shithead.
Yeah.
And one day, I was in the bathroom and some kids had stolen some lipstick, right? And it was just in the bathroom. I didn't know what I was looking at it, and I remembered like I had come out and my parents were watching The Shining.
Yeah.
And that was in my head.
Yeah.
So I wrote red rum on the mirror.
Yeah.
And I was already like, I was in trouble anyway because I was stuck in the bathroom, like in the stall. And like, because the lock latched and I couldn't get out. And then at some point I'm like, oh, I can just go under. Didn't even, I was like shaking it for like 20 minutes. And then, I can just go under. I'm late for class anyway.
Yeah.
And you're 6, 7 years old, you're like, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
So I did that, and I left, and I finally went back to class. And then not long after, this kid comes in, like, what? Not in, but like past the room crying. Apparently, they saw that, and they freaked the fuck out.
You coming under the thing?
No. The red rum on the mirror.
Oh, the red rum.
Yeah. It became a whole thing, and I couldn't tell anyone. I started like, maybe it's a ghost.
Yeah.
And me and my friend, who I live with now, we started the ghost hunters. We were ghost hunters around the school. There was some cool
funny.
shit. Like we,
who you gonna call?
That's it. A 7-year-old.
That's gold.
But there was this, there's this old building that they attached to a new building. So there was just this single door that was like left hanging on the second story, which used to be stairs. But we didn't know that, and we didn't understand. Like, we always just thought buildings are buildings. They've always been here.
Yeah.
Like, the world started, and buildings were just where they are.
They just grew out.
Concreters weren't a thing to us.
I get that.
And we're like, how'd that fucking door get up there? So we started, like, we just started rumors, basically.
That is, yeah.
Like, I remember watching Harry Potter once. This is all in the same year.
Yeah.
I watched Harry Potter. And the second one with the snake.
Yeah.
And I turned to my friend, and I'm like, "Hey, there's a basilisk living under the school." And he's like, "Shit, really?" I'm like, "Yeah, follow me." And we went to the storm drain, and I'm like, "All right, I can't fit in there. I could, but he's smaller than me. I can't fit in there. You're gonna have to go and fight the big snake." And he's like, "Got it." And he went in.
Oh, that's funny.
And then we closed the thing. Like we dropped it behind it.
Yeah.
And it was quite heavy. It took a couple of us to pick up.
Yeah.
Because it's a storm drain. You don't want kids
Yeah.
in the storm drain. And we're like, he's not coming out.
Oh,
Bell rang. We're like, we better go back to class.
Oh,
We just left
no.
in there.
Left in there with
Left
the lid
in
on?
there.
Nah.
Hmm?
The lid was off? Like,
It was one of those ones that's
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
that's
big
right.
gutter strain.
Yeah.
So we left. Luckily, it didn't rain. Thank fucking God. We come, like, school finishes. I go to get on the bus, and then that's when my brain goes, you left your friend back there. It's like, oh, shit. And I ran to go get him out. He had found a mug, like one of those little tin ones. It was just going ding, 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 ding. Ding,
Just
ding,
on the
ding.
thing.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
he's just
funny.
sitting
How
there
long
for
was he in
hours.
there for?
Oh,
Hours.
an hour.
Oh, yeah,
Hour and a
that's
half
right.
at the most. And we were just talking. Actually, we were sitting because I moved in with him. We were talking about that just the other day, and he's like, "Yeah, you've nearly killed me so many times."
What are friends for?
That's it. But I brought all that up because there was a real ghost story.
Yeah.
So there's this house that was at the top. Like, you been to Mariba?
Yeah.
There's the fucking Barron River, right? There's
Yeah, I
the
know
bridge, the
Barron
Barron River, and up the
Yeah,
top of
yeah.
the hill. Have you ever noticed there was like an old house? It's
Not
just-
off
it's
memory.
just on its own.
I remember the
there's
Barron River, and
nothing.
I remember coming into Mariba. I remember driving in.
No. So the Barron goes all the way around. This is this. Oh no, yeah. You'd there's the big river which goes straight into the river, and then there's the side road that you take past Anzac Avenue.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the one you wind down. It's where the swimmers' holes were.
Yeah.
So you come up, and there was always this house on the corner, and it was just this white house, broken glass, just sat there for years untouched. And when around the same time, 7-8, I saw like a shadow in the building. And I said for years, I was like, there's a ghost in that house. I was telling everyone, it's like, there's a ghost in that house. And obviously kids go like, oh, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
And some adults were like, yeah, that tracks. That's haunted for sure.
Yeah.
Turns out, because I brought that up years later to my mum, and she's like, oh, yeah, that was a homeless guy. Yeah, that was someone who worked, owned the house, went and worked as a foreman on the mines for years, never came back to Mariba, never checked on the place. Dude just moved in. Yeah.
That's gold.
That's when I stopped believing in ghosts.
Yeah.
When a homeless man broke into a
see
house.
Fucking ectoplasm on the walls and shit.
Yeah. That house wasn't that white before. It's like a cream coloured now.
Me and Saram used to break into abandoned houses just for fun.
This one?
Yeah. Well, that's pretty well.
It's pretty abandoned.
I'll just check this quick, just make sure we're still. Yeah, all good. Yeah, but fucking. Yeah, there was this one at the corner of Caxton Street, and it was so creepy, man. We used to go in there, and it's all done up now. But there was this like bed that was covered in newspapers, and there was this fucking like there was this Bible in a weird language, and the cross was like on an angle. It was the creepiest looking Bible I've ever seen, but it was like, I think I still got it. I think I kept it because I had to, but it was like so haunted. Yeah, it was fucking, that place was terrifying. We used to climb cranes and shit too. It was fun. That was amazing.
You need to climb a tree.
Yeah, I love climbing. I was a fucking. Did you climb when you were a kid? I was a fucking monkey, bro.
I was one of the ones that like would jump from rock to rock.
Yeah,
like I'd be I'd climb up a rock.
Yeah. What's your favorite like waterhole up north? You like Josephine Falls and Golden Hole and all that. Or you got what's up, Mariba? I can't remember the waterholes up there.
Honestly, me neither.
Nah.
There was one place I used to like going to a lot. But...
Did you go to Mount Garnet?
No, once or twice. Not the hot springs.
Yeah, Mount Garnet hot springs is.
I was a big Tinaroo fan, honestly.
Tinaroo's mad.
Tinaroo's great. I had a friend who had his dad had a fast boat, and he had the fucking
jet ski.
Not jet ski.
The wakeboard.
Yeah, kind of like those big things that you hold on to.
Yeah.
I used to love doing those.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
I would like if I saw you'd figure out how it would work, right? Like if they start to turn, you'd hit a wave and you go up this way. Yeah. And I figured out that if I wait till it'll go up and it'll bounce.
Yeah.
So if I wait till just the moment it bounces, let go, it'll fucking launch me.
Yeah, that's sick.
And it's good because like my arms would get tired pretty quick because I was a hefty dude. Like, I was a hefty kid, so I was.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
I was holding on to a lot of weight, but that also means that's a lot of weight to launch in the air. You know, that's a lot of fucking boing. You ever do that tennis ball on a basketball?
Yeah.
I'm the tennis ball. Yeah. So it used to launch me.
That's mad.
And I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't really much for like the standing kind of wakeboarding stuff.
Yeah, that's hard. It's hard.
It just doesn't look fun.
First time I ever went, my mate's a professional wakeboarder,
and
he was up first, and he was just killing it, man. It was so sick watching him. And I've got up like thinking, and I've got up, and then I thought, fuck, I'll try doing some dead. I got smashed, bro, and I didn't let go, so I fucking fell and just hold it on, and I was just copping face full of water.
Core. Yeah, it's entirely core because you gotta lean a little bit in, otherwise you just go fucking.
Because I surf too. I love surfing, man. Surfing's mad. It's like there's something magic because I used to ride motorbikes too. Like it's something magical about like when you're riding a motorbike out in a range or when you're surfing, when you just sort of like let go and sort of like go with the fucking rhythm.
Everything just moves.
It's something,
I like
something
to do
magical.
that while I'm driving the highway.
Yeah, just let go. Yeah. Hope for the best. Yeah.
That's it.
Just sort of roll with it, go lane to lane, and yeah.
If you get hit, it's your fault.
Yeah, you fucking stop fucking with my rhythm, cunts.
Yeah.
Nah, I love that shit. I think it's yeah. Do you ever ride motorbikes?
Um, I've been on them, but I was an anxious kid.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
two wheels freaked me out.
Yeah, fucking oath.
I'd fall off bikes a lot,
Yeah, yeah.
and at some point, it's like I started getting more and more hurt, and eventually, I'm like, oh, if there was a motor attached to this, I'd be screwed.
Yeah, yeah.
I used to do bike things, and I don't know what it is. I would just go forward.
Yeah.
Like I would go in the air, and then I guess I was top heavy because I would just start fucking going front. Like, here we go,
here we
and
go.
then it's kaboom.
Yeah, that's gold day. You gotta do that shit.
It was good though. Like I liked BMX.
At least you're adventurous and shit. That's cool.
Yeah.
You got to be up there, sort of. Hey, like kids that grow up in the city don't understand that. Like, there's a million things to do, but when you're out in the up north, you just make your own fun.
That's
you just
it.
do the most even fuck. I remember even when you have big rains and you get the the water in the culverts beside the roads, and you just wakeboard that behind a ute and shit. That was fucking sick. Yeah.
It was interesting. I lived a bit out of town, so it was a good I either had to get dropped in or it was a good hour's walk to kind of get into where other people are.
Yeah.
I guess I had friends around nearby, but they weren't often free and or they were off hanging out with their mates. So this was pretty boring. I spent a lot of time outside. We had a 5 acre, so I just spent a lot of time out there just checking out.
Did you do computers and shit and video games?
Really. Hey,
no, that's cool.
We had we had them, but I had my family was a bit strict with them.
That's cool.
Put them away, which was fine.
So your dad's a pretty hard. Is he a hard man?
Oh, he was.
Yeah, it was.
But then
getting older.
But then I turned 18 to 20, and it stopped being father, son, and more friends.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Because he said it himself. He said, I've only been a dad. You were the first one.
Yeah, so you're the oldest.
Yeah, I'm the oldest.
How many brothers you got?
Just one.
One brother, yeah.
Just one. He's a pain in the ass. But it's, he was a little more leniency with him because they kind of knew.
Ah, man. And I know from having 2 kids, the first one,
they get the hard.
You figure shit out with the first. It's like the first pancake you make,
and it's also you learn, because I'll go to my brother and I'll be like, "Hey, he's gonna be pissed off if you don't do this, so you should do." And he wouldn't listen.
Nah,
but at some point he learned.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I think now he's just, he's 60, I'm 30, and he's like, I just don't want you to die straight after me.
Yeah.
I just don't want you to fucking, I just want you to be safe and happy. And he didn't like the comedy thing.
True.
He wasn't a big fan. He thought it was, he didn't think I was going to make it.
True.
And he's pretty right so far.
Nah, fuck off. You're killing it. You're killing it. Right, that's the thing.
I'm pretty popular in the room that I personally run. But that's hard to...
Man, you kill, babe. I've seen you kill. At the tradie show was fucking so impressed. You were MVP that night. It was mad. It was fucking sick.
I kind of had to be, though.
Yeah, I know.
dragged all those people in. I'm like, I promised you guys it'd be funny.
It was so good. Yeah, you made that night. I was so stressed. But it was cool. It was good. It's cool to sort of... It's
good when the pressure's not on you.
Yeah.
And I think you learnt that on that.
Yeah, 100%.
Because by the second half, you were like...
Yeah, I was fucked, and I was just wanted to get fucked up. I was so and no cunt from work turned up, them cunts. But it's, it was a good learning thing, and I like understanding even with this shit, understanding how it all happens. I want to know how the sausage is made,
and it's hard. I'm glad I was there to help out. I'd be lying if I didn't say I was a little internally what the fuck am I doing to work? Why am I working tonight?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the people who were there had a good time.
Yeah, fucking.
And that's what mattered to me at the end of the night when the people leave happy. If
Yeah.
I go out and I'm
You do
emceeing
that a lot,
and
though,
I
bro.
bomb, as long as those people leave and they're happy,
Yeah.
I feel okay. If they
Yeah.
go home, they're like, this was the worst show. I'm like, all right, boys, wrap it up. We're done.
Yeah, yeah.
Close the doors. We're done.
Yeah.
You know, like
Lock
if it
'em
stops
in.
being that. Well, no, it's like if
Nah.
it stops being fun for the crowd,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, well, that's a big thing about comedy that I've found. Like, there are a lot of like self-indulgent comics that just they're up there for them. But I feel like it's the crowd is like, if without a crowd, you
That's
fucking,
it, yeah, and
you
that's
do it
why
for them.
like, but you can tell when some people get offended, they'll
Yeah.
get up there and they'll go, "But I'm funny,"
Yeah, yeah,
and they take offense that the jokes that usually kill don't work, and
Yeah.
that's I get it because it's I'll get up and I'll tell my like you weren't there on Wednesday, but I did the coin bit
yeah,
and it dead
yeah.
flop, and it was like, uh-oh, and I made that noise, and that got the laugh, was me
Yeah,
going,
yeah.
oh shit,
Yeah,
and then they were definitely laughing, and at the end of the night they had fun, but every time I went up there, I'm like, you guys fucking hate me, don't you? You guys hate me, but
Yeah.
it doesn't matter because the next
Yeah.
guy's so funny.
yeah,
And like Rich tried to pull me up. He's like, hey, stop.
yeah.
You're blowing
yeah.
yourself off.
Yeah,
And I'm like, if he's telling me that,
yeah,
and it's...
I feel like being authentic is like, so is even when I've been doing these crowd work ones, like, I know that if I'm not feeling like, if I'm feeling fucked, like,
You'll win.
yeah, well, that's,
If you're feeling
yeah,
fucked, you'll win.
but that's it, like, being authentic, like, if you don't really want to be there, like, you can't pretend like you're having a good time when you just want
Yeah.
to fucking be home. And
People message me all the time when they're pulling out of shows, sometimes at the last minute, and I'll admit it does get to me when
Yeah,
people like
fucking
at 6 o'clock go, hey,
yeah,
but I get it. And I'm not going to get mad. I'm not going to try encourage or force people to come in to
No.
do a show, because if they're not feeling it, their energy's going to translate,
yeah,
and then it's going to fuck the whole night up for
Yeah.
everyone. So it's like, and I guess in this industry, maybe it's just this city, there's a lot of people who feel the need to apologize almost too much about it.
yeah,
So I guess it is something that has been ingrained. I don't know if it's the industry. That I have had people come to me and be like, well, this is the standard. I'm like, the standard sounds like it sucks.
yeah,
That doesn't sound fun to me.
yeah,
What is comedy except for the fun art form? We might as well do poetry or do some
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
performance art. Paint me red and take off my pants.
yeah,
Throw money in a hat. And
Yeah.
we can do that instead.
yeah,
But no, we're here to tell
Yeah.
jokes and to
Laugh.
not take ourselves seriously.
yeah,
Because the minute you start taking yourself seriously, you kind of
yeah,
lose
yeah, 100%.
the funny part.
Well, I feel like people want to feel comfortable. Like, I've always said, it's like, laughter is like a real expression of vulnerability. Like, when you're laughing, you're exposing your vitals. You're comfortable. Like, you're not gonna, like, there's nervous laughter. That's sort of like when you're in an awkward situation, but real, genuine, like, actual fucking hysterical laughter. You got to be comfortable. So
You're defenseless.
yeah, defenseless. So
Your arms are out,
Yeah.
your eyes are closed.
Exactly,
and
yeah.
they,
So that's like, to do that, you have to have someone that's like authentic, because you're not gonna, if you got someone up there that's pretending to be something they're not, or you don't feel comfortable with them, like, that's when it's sort of like the laughter's harder to get. So I feel like when you're feeling a little bit off, you can still, and even as I said, like, when something bombs, like, the acknowledgement of the bomb is that
sometimes
saves it.
funnier.
Yeah, it
than-
is. Yeah, because people, it's like a tension release. Like, I read that book and it talks about how, like, a punchline's like blowing up a balloon, and like, to really get the good pop, you want it to be at the biggest part, but sometimes you'll deflate it, like, you'll put a little pinhole in it as it's going out, and like, it won't get to that point because there's little parts before the punchline that
I've heard it a bit recently. People complaining about like those crutches of like, oh, this isn't working. Switch to crowd work.
yeah,
They complain about that, and like I get the complaint, but at the same time, it's like I'm not fucking Picasso.
yeah, yeah,
I'm like, it's a crutch. because it works.
Yeah, yeah. You're really good at crowd work.
You
are.
gotta be.
Yeah, but
I guess I got 8 years of
Yeah.
bedside manner. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you pick and choose. Like, it's fine to make fun of people as long as it's in
Yeah,
good
yeah.
faith. Like, some people,
Yeah.
like, there was a guy, I don't know if you were there for the night, but there was a guy who was really cool, tatted, but he looked like Carrot Top. He had bald head, orange hair. And I'm like, his head don't match the rest of him. And I just
This
said,
carrot
man,
bottom.
when are you gonna tattoo this part?
Yeah.
And it was fun, and it was in good faith. And he came to me after. I
Yeah,
asked all
yeah.
his mates. I said, hey, do you think he'd appreciate it if I did that? He's like, yeah, fucking get him. I'm like, uh-oh. But no, he had a good time. And I'm
Yeah.
like, usually I don't like seeing knees at a comedy club, but yours are tattooed, so that's fine. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's because it's in good fun and good faith.
Yeah.
I find that, and then like little flirts, because just like, ooh, you're a
Yeah.
handsome couple.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, people don't want you to be like, oh,
Yeah.
you look like brother and sister.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's sometimes it's funny, but only if they've clearly binge.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
as long as they don't mind the jack, you can kind of read it after a while.
That's
You
what I
can
was gonna
figure it
say.
out.
You can read it. Like, you can read what people are like. If they're feeling uncomfortable with it, you could just take it away from
Yeah,
them.
there's a guy. There's on Wednesday night. I was going through because the material wasn't working.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was starting to go through one at a time, ba bang, ba bang, ba bang.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was a guy. He said his name was Nathaniel. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, can I call you Nathan? He's like, no. I'm like, what about Nat? And he's like, that's okay. What about Natalie? He was looking at me.
Yeah.
And I kept going. There's a guy named Nevin.
Yeah.
Like, oh, can I call you Neverly?
Yeah.
And it was just that little bit. And then I go, what do you do for work? And then they're like, oh, here we go. You know what I mean? Like, people know it's coming. And then clearly he's been asked the question before. He said, oh, I work for this company. And I'm like, no fucking way. Like, I made a bigger deal than it actually was.
Yeah, yeah.
It was one of those scooter companies.
Oh,
And I was like, were you the guy during the storm that boxed that guy in? I saw that on TikTok. That was funny.
Yeah.
And it was viral, so everyone had seen it. And it was just that, like, I made
Yeah.
him the cool guy.
Yeah.
Because he rolled his eyes. He's like,
Yeah,
here we
yeah.
go. I'm like, no, you get to be the hero today.
That's cool. Yeah.
But the guy, the engineer,
Yeah.
nah, man, fuck him.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm an accountant.
Yeah.
Make some fun out of that. I'm
Yeah,
like,
cool.
no. Not doing that.
Uh,
How many, we need one of those,
yeah,
actually.
Yeah. Oh, Nevin and Nathaniel sounds like a fucking. Did you have the Omnish in there that night?
Nevin Nat.
Never. Yeah.
I love that sitcom. Nevin Nat.
Nevin Nat. Yeah, that's cool.
This and that with Nevin Nat.
Yeah.
I'd watch that podcast.
Yeah, fucking know.
But yeah, it's
Nah.
like I do enjoy the crowd work. I'm kind of like, I don't like people coming up to me and being like, "Where's your material?"
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
But
I don't want to burn my material on the
Nah.
MC spot. I want to.
yeah, fucking know.
I
Have a
would love to
structured
have.
set.
I would
Yeah.
love to have opportunities to do material.
Yeah,
That'd
yeah.
be great.
Yeah.
You gonna give one to me?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I
that's
mean?
it, yeah. Sometimes you get it, and that's like, but it's cool that like fucking.
I've got 3 gigs coming up next week outside of the
Really?
club. Yeah, no, it was funny.
Ooh,
It all
that's sick.
kind of
Where
came
at?
at once. One was Chris for the Sunday.
That's next week.
That's this Sunday coming.
Yeah, fuck.
And then
I'm going to Bali on Monday.
Tuesday I've got 2 back to back.
That's
And
mad.
I'm at the Junction for sit down, and then I'm doing. You're gonna be mad. I'm
Nah, I
doing
don't care.
Dommy's space.
Nah, that's cool. I don't hate Dom. He's like, I don't like him. I don't want to be mates with him, but he's alright, man. He's alright. He's
You heard
just
it here
fucking-
first.
Yeah,
no.
I got no hatred for cunts.
It's, you can tell. From the conversations I've had with him, it's not the first time.
Yeah,
Anyway,
man. Yeah,
yeah.
that's
if,
all
if
good.
you do release this, probably cut that. But
yeah,
just skip straight to like the fucking, no, he's cool.
yeah.
But no, I go do these bits, and so I've written just a bunch of new shit.
Yeah.
And it's so.
Do you want to give us one
different.
on the pod?
Okay, so I want to
Yes.
try doing this thing.
Yeah,
right?
go on.
It's a new. It's prepped crowd work, if that makes sense, because it's all
Yeah.
the like. What I'm going to do is find a couple,
Yeah.
and it could be any like husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, but they're going to go, oh, you two together. all right, real quick, fuck, marry, kill, your sister, your girlfriend, your mother, go. And I just want to put them in that spot for a minute because there's no right answer. What are you gonna do? You've It doesn't matter what you choose. You're like, oh, fuck my girlfriend. I'm like, all right, sister or mother, who are you killing? Better question, who you marrying?
Yeah.
You fucking creep.
Oh, that's
Game
fun.
of Thrones ass fucking creep. You know what I mean?
Good,
There's
yeah.
no winning that
No,
fight.
I got a good one for you. There's
Yeah.
if your mum and your missus traded bodies and you had to fuck one to switch them back, which one would you fuck?
Oh, I'd kill myself.
Yeah, I know,
That's the third option no one talks about.
Yeah, I
is
know
just
you
kill
would.
yourself.
You'd be like, Mum, enjoy the lovely body.
It's that one.
Missus,
What's
I'm
that
sorry,
one?
you're
It's
old
like,
now.
if you're 1 inch deep in your mum and your dad's 1 inch deep in you, what are you gonna do? We're dying here.
Yeah, we're dying.
I'm not moving. I'm gonna forcibly
Yeah.
stop my heart
Yeah.
with my Chinese mind
Yeah,
magic.
just-
I just collapse.
I'm out. Yeah.
You're like, Dad, take a fucking step back,
Yeah,
please. You know what I mean?
Mum, Dad, fucking forward and backwards now, please.
Not
guys.
everything's an ultimatum, guys.
Yeah.
Why are we here?
Oh, yeah.
What
it's
human
fucked up.
centipede shit is this?
Yeah. How did
Um,
I get in this position?
How do we get here?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's the third
Yeah.
option. Let's figure out how we got here.
Yeah. Oh,
What
fuck.
brought us here today? Yeah, and there's that. And I got a couple other ones.
Yeah, that's mad. I like that one.
You've heard my license plate bit?
Maybe.
It's that one. I saw a license plate that said relax, and it was going under the speed limit, and I've never been angrier.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've started another one where I got a phone call from RACQ the other day, because they're my insurance provider, and they said, hey, I just wanted to double check, have you been in any accidents? And I took offense to that, because I hit that cunt on purpose.
That's good.
It was not an accident.
That's good. Yeah, I like that.
So,
That's good.
That's the difference, is intent. That's the difference.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. No, I like them. I've been writing this one. I'll see if I would say what's where is it?
I'm keen to test the fuck, marry, kill stuff, but I
Yeah,
have to be
that's
careful
good.
where
That's
I do
good.
it.
Fucking
Because I
hell.
think if I was to scale the PC rating, it'd be like fully PC versus guilt-free comedy.
Yeah.
It'd be sit down, Chris's room, Dommy's room.
Yeah.
I think you can get a bit loose at Dommy's space.
Yeah.
I think that's
He
so. That'd be
always
where-
said, always told me, oh man, if I get you on there, bro, you just got to tame it down. Remember, it's West End and shit. I was like, I don't
We're in
wanna-
West End now,
I
cunt.
know,
Yeah,
cunt. I
it's,
was like, I don't want
where
to
do you think we are?
I don't want to do that, cunt. So fucking.
Yeah, I remember last time I got up there because I came in, I was doing D&D with my mates, and I was like, shit, I forgot. So I drove down the road, pulled up. I'm like, I'm so glad to be under our Lord and Savior, Chandler Matthews for the Greens, because it was just a big picture of him.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this Jesus? What's the fuck's going on? Also, do you think if Jesus came back, do you think he'd be Jewish? Do you think he'd still be Jewish? You kind of have to be, right? Because like if he was a Christian,
Well, the Jews
that's-
killed him. You know.
Yeah, but it also if he was
So-
Christian, that'd be a bit cringe. It's
Yeah, I
like
know.
it's like a musician who
Yeah, I
listens to
know.
his own music in the
Imagine
car.
him wearing a cross.
Yeah.
Like fuck.
Be like,
cunt.
that's you,
Yeah.
dickhead. Yeah,
Like,
that's
yeah,
embarrassing.
Like that was not a good time for me, cunts. Like
Yeah.
why you've got the cross everywhere, cunts?
That's
Like,
it. It's
fuck
just-
you.
it'd be actually I'm Buddhist now. Fuck all these.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I wrote
that's good.
down if Jesus came back today, would he be a Disney guy? Would be what I
Yeah.
wrote. And it's like, I think he'd be really into it. And then we start telling him about Walt.
Yeah,
Be like, actually, he also doesn't like the Jews.
He'd be a Kanye fan. You reckon Jesus would like Kanye?
Oh,
He's got an album called Jesus is King.
yeah,
Kanye
I
hates
think
the Jews.
that's
He's-
a good one. That's a
That
good
is good.
question because I feel like he would, and then he'd see the interview
yeah.
with the mask on.
Oh yeah, like
and-
the hood and that.
Yeah, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe not.
Because
That's how we felt.
that's what I say.
That's like us casual fans of Kanye were like,
Yeah.
I sure love his music.
yeah.
Why is he wearing that hood?
Well, I always say, and I've been trying to do this on stage too, is like you can judge where the world's at by how crazy Kanye's going. Kanye's a narcissist who wants all the attention.
He's the fucking doomsday clock
He is,
come
man,
to life.
100%. Like, when Kanye's getting extra outlandish, you know that shit's fucked. Like, you know, if he has to wear a hood to get attention,
I think I'd like to argue the opposite. I
Yeah.
think if things are so fucked that you don't notice Kanye doing shit,
yeah.
like right now with, Xi Trump,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Chinese dictator in
Yeah.
America. And Kanye, I'm sure Kanye's done something in the last week.
Yeah.
But it's not send a man to El Salvador.
Nah.
You know what I mean? It's not ignore the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's so fucked. Whatever Kanye's doing
Yeah.
is kiddie shit.
What's he gonna have to do next? Like, he's wore the hood. He got a swastika diamond necklace, and that's what I was saying. Who the fuck made that? What jeweler
It's a
made
bit.
that?
I'm convinced. Like, the first couple times, I'm like, all right, he's losing the plot.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit now.
Oh, it is,
I think he's
100%.
fully just
100%,
committing to this
yeah.
thing because every time he does, he
Gets
gets
attention.
the attention.
He's an attention whore.
You know what? Did you see his Instagram? He unfollowed everyone except for P. Diddy's family.
Oh wow, yeah,
Crazy.
I know he's crazy. He's
Crazy. And here's the thing: I don't think he has access to that account.
Nah.
I think he's got a professional that looks after his socials.
Oh, not his Twitter. He's definitely in charge of his Twitter. No other cunt could come up with the shit he comes up with on there.
It's crazy.
It's so crazy. I was reading it one time before he got blocked, and it was just fucking insane. Insanity, man. He's like, Jewish women fucking shouldn't breed. They should all, like, it was crazy. It just got more and more.
It's crazy that people complain about freedom of speech.
Yeah.
And then they write this shit, and they're like, "Where's my freedom of speech?" It's right there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you say
it's right there.
Yeah.
Anywhere else, you'd get shot.
Yeah.
If you were in Pakistan and you start going off like this, you'd be stoned to death because they're like, "Oh, he's defective."
Yeah, freedom of speech, cunt. We'll show you.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, people think, "Oh, you can't say anything." You can say everything.
Yeah.
Just deal with the consequences.
Yeah, exactly. That's
you know
good.
what I mean?
That's good.
It's not freedom of consequences.
Nah, that's it. Yeah.
Everyone I've known has said some outrageous shit.
I've said some outrageous.
Sometimes just I say some outrageous shit as a joke.
Yeah.
To get reactions.
Yeah.
No one's put me in prison. You know what I mean?
Not yet.
It's like
nah.
No,
we're comedians too, where we're meant to like sort of push the line, and it's also, I feel like we're testing the boundaries of fucking like what's okay, and that's because there's a lot of things that like a lot of silent stuff that doesn't get said, and it feels like our job to sort of bring light to that, but not make it like. Yeah, I feel like dividing your audience is a big thing too. So if you get too political or too on one side of something, one side of a topic, it's too divisive. So you have to like sort of. That's what I try and do anyway. With the whole Trump thing, like I know Trump's a fucking lunatic, but I also like we can just laugh at it. Like,
we can point and go, what an idiot.
Yeah, we're not suffering. We're not in America, and like.
Those poor penguins that got tariffed though.
Yeah.
But like, that is the thing, and it's the thing about comedy which I've noticed is that the line moves almost monthly.
Yeah.
It's always shifting one way or the other.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, the line was over here, and you could say anything about any ethnic group, or you could point and go queers, and that was not only was it acceptable. It was encouraged because that's what worked.
Yeah,
and it's like, not that I agree with it, because I don't personally like that kind of humor.
Yeah,
it's just not for me for starters.
Yeah,
but like then it got all the way to the other side where it's, if it isn't absurdist, like if you're not making up shit to be funny about, like if you're there pointing out problems, like. Anything that even closely resembled an issue back here, then it's not funny. And now we're coming back to this weird middle ground where people are just saying like, that's kind of gay. And then the crowd's like, whoa.
Yeah.
You don't know who's in that crowd.
Yeah.
You don't know. And it's the line's constantly moving. I think the thing about comedy is like that is a comedian's job is to find where that line is.
And I feel like being able, like, I feel like being able to address things and sort of pick on things makes people feel more included. Like, look at Tommy. Like, you know, he loves it because a lot of time people treat him like fucking... So he loves when cunts just hang shit on him. He does, because it's like, it makes him feel included. It makes him feel like... And I feel like there's certain... Like, even like Daniel Bruce Wheeler, like, it's so funny. Sometimes there will be people talking in the green room and they'll be saying some shit and you just come over me like, fucking gay. That's gay as fuck.
No, he's the one that made me think about it.
It's so funny,
because
man.
we were talking and I was like, see you, man. I gave him a hug and he's like, that was a bit gay. I was like, what the fuck?
I love it.
I mean, a little, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little.
But also kind of not.
Yeah.
A little bit of not.
Yeah.
So it's...
it's so good, yeah. Yeah.
So it's... yeah, it's a weird thing. And... I don't know. I've been kind of like a little bit more abrasive with the jokes. I wrote this one.
Yeah.
And it's the only one I'm worried about because there's others I'm not worried about. Like I've got Love Island on the Spectrum.
Yeah, I love
I
that
think
one. That's
ultimately
good.
that's going to be fine.
That's really good.
And I've got another one called Straight Eye for the Queer Guy.
Yeah, I
where
think
I pitch a show and it's just 5 dudes in tank tops coming
just
into this gay man's house and ruining his
yes,
life.
I remember that one.
And he gets to 3 episodes and halfway
good.
through that's like, why would you wear this? You look like a fat... And it cuts. And that's the end of the show.
That's good.
Through 3.5 episodes and it just cuts.
You should do that as a skit. We should do that
I think so.
skit.
I think a lot of my jokes do work as sketches.
Yeah,
and I think
fucking
that's... I've been talking to some people about how I would like to do my first hour, visually. And I think I'd like to record it for Spotify.
Yeah.
And I want to take every joke and then turn that into a sketch.
That's cool.
And it'll be like a movie.
Yeah.
But it'll be like the sketch is over my audio.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that. No, that's cool. Like your audio of the performance.
Of the bit.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
So I've got this bit about a guy who comes to my house when I lived in Cairns and he tried to break in by just wriggling the door a bunch. And I open the door and he's like, oh, I live here. And I'm like, no, you don't. I do. And he's like, oh, sorry. And he left.
Yeah.
Like he just fucked off.
Yeah.
And I thought that was weird. So I called the police and they said, hey, I live here. This happened. And they're like, oh, that's Kyle.
It's just
he
just does that.
Yeah, and they're like he's never he's not dangerous.
Yeah, he might
he will rob
masturbate
you.
at your window.
He will steal your shit if you weren't home.
Yeah,
you know he's opportunistic, but he's completely harmless.
Yeah,
and I think that'd be a pretty good sketch.
That's good. Yeah, fucking.
It's like, oh, I live here because it's exaggerated because you're performing it.
Yeah, fucking oath.
And and then I got another bit about being chased by a very beautiful crackhead, and it's like conceptually very funny for this Ben Affleck looking man on meth out there. Chasing you down. And then you turn around like a lion chasing a gazelle. And you turn around and he's passed out exactly where he started.
That's hilarious.
He's just dead.
Yeah.
And then it follows into this joke I have about ghosts. And it's then like the idea that I'm being haunted by the methed out Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
I think they could work as sketches. And I have thought that for a while. It's just, I think the amount of effort and money you'd need to put into it would be so much more.
Yeah, I get that. But it's still, everything's achievable, man. Look,
it is. I also kind of want
to. I'm doing this shit.
I want to get my first 4 festivals show ready ever. After 8 years of dicking around, it's time to be a little serious.
Prove your dad wrong, cunt. We're doing that.
Proving my dad wrong.
Yeah, that's the
specimen. No, I think it'd be because there's...
Fuck you, Dad.
Look
at me now, Dad.
Look at me now. That's how I come out on
Look
stage.
at me now.
Look at me now. And there's just always one chair on, like it's reserved for dad. And
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
no, he's super supportive now that
No,
I
I know,
have
I
a
know.
job as
Nah,
well.
he sounds like a good dude.
He's
but
a
it's
good
still,
dad.
Yeah, he sounds
But it's the first show I've decided it's gonna be a lot of nursing material because I just need to be done with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I do my nursing bits all the time, and they're always it's good. They work.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fine.
You just want to put them out so they're
Well,
done.
I don't want to
Yeah.
be Nurse Ty Thomas.
Nah.
I don't want to be the.
Well, you're not, but you do have some really good nurse bits.
The nursing is hilarious. There's so much shit that happens. I haven't even told you half. I looked after a guy once that looked and sounded exactly like Mr. Burns,
That's pretty funny.
and he was insane.
And he thought you were Smithers.
He fucking hated me. And then one day he's like, "Oh no!" And I went running into the room, and he was just overly like he was watching Scooby Doo, and he was like, "The dog."
Yeah, that's what
I was like, "What the fuck?" Like it's weird shit that you can make funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's so many situations that like at the time were stressful and gross.
Yeah.
That in hindsight, very, very funny. You ever seen a fucking 300-kilo man open his bowels for the first time in 2 weeks?
No, but that's fucking horrendous.
It was.
That's horrendous.
But
and you had to like...
I was there. And I went missing from the ward for 2 hours.
Nursing's fucked.
And then I got a phone call because my mobile was in my back. I got a, like, they're like, "Hey, where are you?" I'm like, "Come to the back bathroom." And I was squeegeeing the walls. They're like, "Actually, just keep doing what you're doing."
Oh my god. Yeah.
It was fun. But I'm sure there's humor in there. You know what I mean?
100%.
Because I tell those nursing jokes. And I have stories from being
You think you
a
deal with
COVID
shit
nurse.
at work, cunt? Like,
That's it, yeah.
Let me tell you.
So you have a shitty day?
Yeah.
Let me tell you what.
See, that's like concreting's hard. Concreting's a hard job, but that's fucking hard, man. That's so hard. And
it's
like
a different hard.
Yeah, it's different hard.
Because concreting, you don't have to use this fella all the
time.
time.
Nah. That's what I love about it, man. Well, you do at the start. That's the thing. Like concreting's a really...
It's a lot of math.
Nah, there's a lot of math, which I didn't know any math at school. I was shit at math. But when I learned, like, because when they had like a squared times b squared equals c squared, I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? But we use that all the time. We got to figure out volumes of shit. So I got good at math through work when you have to apply it to something.
When it's very specific. It's a broad spectrum in schools.
Yeah.
And it's like, how is this relate?
Yeah.
They never relate it to something.
Nah.
Because I remember I did the smart class for a year.
Yeah.
Which I hated, so I faked being an idiot.
Yeah.
Oh, I faked it hard.
That's gold.
Because I didn't want to get in trouble, I pretended like I was struggling. So at the end of the year, it'd be achievement E.
Yeah.
Behavior A, effort A. And then it's like, we can't get mad at him because he's a dumb fuck. And I went to the medium, and I'm like killing it. I'm like, I can't kill it too hard. Yeah. So I coasted on B's. I was just oh, that's wrong. It's like, if I know that the answer's right, I'll get it wrong on purpose.
Yeah.
And then I'll try for the ones I don't know.
Yeah.
So that, anyway. But I remember, like, we did the class, and they took us out, and they're like, here's this protractor. A helicopter needs to... They doing helicopter math.
Yeah.
Because that's, like, intense fucking mental calculations. And I remember looking at that and going, like, I fucking hate this.
Yeah, fuck that.
I hate this.
Yeah.
I can figure out any percentage in my head, but I'm not doing this.
No. Yeah. I fucked up in my first, like, when I was in grade 8, when I went to high school, and we done a math test at the very start, and I sat next to this Indian dude, and I just copied all his answers, and, like, he was smart as fuck, and they put me in the smart math class in grade, and that would fuck me, man. I didn't go, because I was like, we were doing algebra, like, and I'm like, I'm dumb, bro.
That's what you got to admit. I cheated.
Yeah.
Is there a class
that was
specifically for me?
Dumbest thing to cheat on. Because it's like...
they mark you on achievement instead of skill.
Yeah, academia's... I don't like academia.
Schools aren't good.
Nah, man. I learned
That's why everyone's homeschooling now.
Yeah, I learned so much more outside. Well, I left in grade 9. I went back in number 11 and 12 when I was like 18.
Just skip 10.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I
Fuck
didn't
10.
do 10 at all. Like, it was lucky. I was,
10's the good year.
yeah.
That's the thing. You missed the fun year.
I know, but I was still, it was good. Like, I moved out of home. I was 14 years old, and I lived in this place. So, I was the fucking, every cunt used to come to mine, and fucking, I was wild. I had a wild life. It was a loose time.
No, I had a mate whose dad worked on the mine, so he just basically lived home alone 3 weeks from other month. So we would just go there and we'd just go play fucking Call of Duty and eat hot chips and
Did you smoke weed? You never smoke weed, do you?
Nah, not until I was an adult.
I don't really like it, do you?
I'm not. It's like I worry about tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, what if I get too high and it fucks me up for work? You know?
True.
So I gotta be like I'm kind of more stable. Yeah. In a sense now, not financially, but with work.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
so you know, someone's like, "Oh, I got edibles." I go, "Yeah, let's go."
Yeah.
I also know a lot of cunts fucking cut with shit.
Yeah.
And I would hate to be like, "Hey, why is my heart going crazy?" I had a brownie, and they're like, "Oh, that was the fentanyl brownie." I'm like, "Great, choose more than me."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just because some people think it's funny.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
Yeah, I smoked a joint one time that had opium in it, and I was off my head, bro.
They don't tell you, and that's the thing that
I
fucks
didn't.
me up. I would like. I see. Here's the thing. I know you, and I know Richo would never do that.
Nah.
But there's certain people I know who would do that and think it's funny.
Yeah.
And then that's our friendship done.
Yeah, bro. I've had mates spike me with acid at the parties. Like, they put acid in this bottle of gold leaf vodka, and we're all drinking it. And I'm sitting there, and I was rolling a cigarette, and there's fucking tobacco, and I'm looking at it swimming. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'm like, and then I'm tripping. I've noticed everyone's tripping balls. And I look at my mate, and he's just smiling like, you dog.
The one dude who wasn't drinking vodka.
Nah, yeah. Well, he was tripping too, but he
knew it was coming, so he wasn't freaking out.
To surprise everyone, which is the worst way to trip when you don't know it's coming.
It is right. You gotta be prepared. I was talking to Richo about this because I've been considering doing mushrooms for a year now.
Yeah, you should.
But it's just like, I remember having a chat with him, and he's like, "I'll be a tripping buddy."
Yeah, man.
I went, "Cool. So you'll be sober?" And he's like, "Didn't say that."
Like
that I can't do it, man. I need someone to ground me.
Yeah, but I feel like when people are sober when you're tripping, that is a bit like uncomfortable because like you need people on your level. When someone's not on your level, you sort of feel a little bit uncomfortable with them, like they're sort of
if it's your first time,
it's good to have.
You want someone to stop you from climbing out windows.
Yeah. I think
because I'm a window guy. I'm a window type of guy. That's why I'm fat, so I get stuck, so someone can save me. This is an on purpose decision. This isn't
like,
because
I can fly. Fuck.
No, I've been real stupid drunk. Where I've opened car doors while they're still going. Yeah. And I'm like, this is my stop.
Yeah.
I've done that. I remember fucking visiting here once, visiting Brisbane for the first time ever, and I was staying at a mate's place. And we were out in the valley, and I got so fucking hammered because I'd play this game with him.
Yeah.
We'd go, he'd be like, hey, because he's trying to be a wingman. He's like, I'll buy you a drink if you go talk to that woman. So I'd go to the woman, I'd be like, hey, my friend's going to buy me a drink if I stand here and talk to you.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, let's fucking get him.
Yeah.
And I was hammered.
Yeah.
He just kept, he's like, you got to pick up, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's not happening.
No.
No, I would stop getting free drinks then.
That's cool.
So I got hammered, and it was a good, and I was crashing out, right? Which is you do when you had too much. And then something happened. There were these girls at the table, and one of my friends was chatting to one, and then this guy I just met was chatting to another, and then my friend who was in a relationship, the wingman, who was hanging out here, and he's the only one who thought it was funny. So this guy goes to this woman, he goes, you look like Angela White, don't Google that. And then my brain went, you gotta fucking look it up.
Yeah, I understand.
So I didn't know who that was, but you sound like you do.
I don't.
Porn star.
Pull out my phone. I don't watch porn.
Pull out my phone, look up Angela White. Just tits.
Just tits.
Just
yeah.
titties.
Oh, yes.
So I lean over to this girl. She's a lawyer, by the way.
Oh,
I lean over to this girl and I go, this doesn't look like her at all. And then they just without saying a fucking word, just get up and they walk away.
That's funny.
And I'm like,
fuck it.
I'm fucking out of it. And then everyone's yelling at me. They're like, Ty, what have you done? I liked her.
That's gold.
And then I got dubbed King Cockblock.
King Cockblock.
King
yeah,
Cockblock.
just a fucking...
But it reinvigorated me.
Yeah,
I was like,
fucking
yeah. Like I woke up. I was like, yes,
Yeah.
that's the best.
Yeah.
So I kept drinking.
Yeah, as you do.
I wasn't allowed in the kebab shop because I wasn't going to buy anything. So I
Yeah.
stood at the fence being like, what are you going to, I'm at the fucking fence. You do.
Yeah.
Like put like the bulge my dick on the fence. And he's like, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm going to call the police. They're like, they don't want to deal with me.
Yeah. Defense, this is my defense.
Yeah, I was so fucked. I yelled at a police officer because I
Yeah,
was
as
looking
you
for a toilet.
Yeah.
You know that strip down
Brunswick Street.
It's
in the valley.
fucking the valley.
Yeah, Brunswick Street.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
there's like a
the mall.
kebab shop right
Yeah,
there. That's
yeah.
where I ended up stealing someone's busking equipment because
Yeah,
I was
yes,
like,
you
I'm trying to apologize. And they don't speak English. And I'm like, do you know Wonderwall? And they're like, no. I'm like, good, play Wonderwall. I was singing, and I was a fucking mess.
Yeah.
I should not have
But
been
fun.
allowed out. But I need to go to the toilet, so I started walking. Everything was closing, all the toilets. I saw this cop. I'm like, where's the fucking toilet? I'll kill someone. And he's like, it's Sunday, man. I don't want to deal with this. And he points it out. We go in. There's a big line of people. And there's a dude. They're like pissed off because there's a dude. He's like in the bathroom crying.
Yeah.
And it's a unisex. So it's just whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
He's on the phone. He's like talking to his mum or some shit.
Yeah, just.
And I just
fried,
start fucking hitting the door. I'm like, if you don't come out, I'm coming in. He opens the door crying. And, fucking
Yeah.
kick him out. And then they're like, thank you. I'm like, no, I'm going in now. And I just went in front of the line.
That's funny.
Did my piss, came out. And then that all culminates to like, I get back. There's this new woman I've never met before with her shoes in her hands.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're worse than me.
Yeah.
And I'm munting.
Yeah.
My friend Jono, he goes, we've gotten an Uber. I was hoping you wouldn't make it back in time.
Oh.
I was like, too bad.
Yeah, you're gonna deal with this, cunt.
So I get in the back seat.
You
and
got me this drunk, cunt. You're gonna deal with it.
I get nauseous. No,
Yeah.
Jono was. He went home. He he fucked off.
That's
Jono's the one that I cockblocked.
Oh,
So he
yeah.
has to deal with me. And I'm in the back seat. I'm like, I'm feeling nauseous. We're on the fucking ring road.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, wait, we'll pull over. I'm like, no, I've got an idea. And I laid down in the back seat and opened the door slightly.
Oh.
And just out the door. And I'm like, you might as well keep going.
Oh.
And that's the least dangerous time I've opened a car door drunk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, you're a fucking wild man, Tom. You're a wild man.
It's the Japanese vodka.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Shoju or some shit.
Soju, yeah.
Not
Yeah, I
soju,
know.
not the Korean stuff. There's shoju. It's like this sake.
And you say,
flavored sake.
Kumpai. What's a yeah.
Kampai.
Yeah, I always say cream pie.
Yeah. I do
cream pie.
too.
Do
Yeah.
you really? That's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
That's so. Well, it's perfect.
I
Cream
do it
pie.
with we
cream
would do it with
pie.
my dad.
Yeah.
He likes to drink sake. So I'm like,
That's funny. Cream pie. Yeah, that's
yeah,
gold.
nice and warm. Like,
We used to play a game with our mates where when you're out, if you like seen a girl and you said, oh fuck, she's hot, and if one of the boys said tell her, and if you didn't tell her, you had to buy every kind of drink.
oh, see, that works on me. Hey,
So fun.
I'm not good at
Yeah, but if you're forced to, it's a perfect. And man, amount of times you pick up from it because it's perfect. I'm like,
If I get
listen.
dared to do it, I'll
Yeah,
go
yeah.
do it because I don't.
And yeah, and you start off with that
Because
you're
I don't wanna
like-
be a pussy.
You're like, hey, listen, we're playing this fucking game, and then if you say something about a girl, you got to tell them, and if we don't, and they love that. They're like, what did you say? Oh,
Like I say, how many times at Rick's bar there's just been a table
Oh,
and
yeah.
they'd be like, I want to go talk to him. Like, I got this. And
Yeah.
I go and be like, you guys seem cool. I've lost my friends. Can I chill here?
yeah.
And then I'll sit down and I say, you got to wait 5 minutes because I need to start talking to these people.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm listening, and then I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Like something that I know. I'm like, oh, I love that band. Blah 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 blah. I met some really cool people that way. I met this musician. I can't remember her name. It don't matter. This was years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
But you sometimes you
Yeah, I
meet some
understand.
cool people
Yeah, man.
because you just like, it's blah 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 blah, and then you start like talking to these people, and
Yeah,
then they're
man.
like, "Hey, you gotta come meet our friend," and then
Yeah.
suddenly you've met the fucking
Yeah,
maybe
man.
the Peking duck guy or fucking
Yeah, man. Well, everyone's got a wild story, a wild side to them, and it's fucked. That's what I love, and that's what I want with this whole thing. Is like, I wanna just find the fucking wildness in anyone, and I want to get some crazy motherfuckers on.
Yeah,
too.
no, you've
I
got
some
I'm pretty
crazy.
tame, dude.
Nah, man, you're a pretty wild man. This has been good. I like this.
I didn't tell you the wild one. It was a
Are you scared
nursing
to tell it
story.
on- yeah.
It's just dark, man. It's
Dark.
dark.
Yeah, go on.
There's
We'll
funny
finish off
bits.
with it. We'll finish
off.
with it.
It comes in 2 parts.
Yeah, go on.
It's during COVID.
I'll quickly just check. We're still.
You go check.
That's one.
It'd be fun if it was like
Nah, it's still
15
going.
minutes in and it had stopped.
Yeah, just thank God it's still going. All right, sweet. All right. We want to hear this darkness. Let's get dark in here. Should I fucking...
Okay, so it's...
Just say, oh, fucking...
It's this... Okay, so...
Dim the lights for the...
Change the mood.
Yeah.
Change the mood. So I worked as a nurse during COVID.
Yeah.
And I flew around a lot for COVID. So I'll tell you the funny story, which was this time that I met an escort.
Yeah.
So they put me up. I got the shit out of the stick. They put me up in this real shitty motel type thing. And I thought that everyone was in it.
Yeah.
Turns out the rest of my team, they didn't tell me, the rest of my team complained about their lodgings.
Yeah.
And got moved to the Crown.
Oh, so you're just at the fucking
I was just at this
escort
sleazy,
motel,
fucking
man.
shitty,
Full of fucking
all
escorts.
ground level.
Yeah.
The whole place,
Oh,
ground
yeah.
level. I've ordered Uber maybe 3 times, twice. I never got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then the one time I did. So there was like a neighbor I had, and she was this Chinese lady. I thought it was a couple. Because every night at 1 o'clock in the morning, I'd hear them fucking. Every night. And I
Yeah.
made complaints.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was like, this is ridiculous.
Ooh, yeah.
There was one night, right?
Yeah.
Fire alarm went off.
Yeah.
Everyone was out except for them.
Yeah, they 1
They were
o'clock
using
session.
candles. Anyway, so I didn't know who she was. I didn't know what was going on. I just thought she was like just traveling.
Yeah. Nah.
So, just all this noise. I complained a bunch. They actually went, because I made friends with everyone. I was there for nearly 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I made friends with the people at the front door, because you gotta. If you're
Yeah,
there
of
for a
course.
long time.
Yeah, fucking oath.
I made friends with the cleaning lady every
Yeah.
time. They come in and be like, "Hey, sorry,
Sorry about all the jizz. Like-
sorry that I didn't make the bed." And they're like,
yeah. That's our
"Dude,
job, cunt.
"There's no blood in here."
Yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean?
good.
So one night I come back, I'm exhausted, and I ordered
Yeah.
a kebab, and I'm standing at the front, and this Uber rolls up next to me. I'm looking at it. I look at my phone, it says my food's a minute away, but I'm so tired that I'm not doing math. I'm like, there's only one Uber at any given time. So I look at this car, and I see these 2 people staring at me, right?
Yeah.
So she gets out of the car, and she's in this like leopard print thing.
Yeah.
And she comes over to me, and she's like, "You waiting for me?" I'm like, "Do you have my food?"
Yeah.
And she looked confused.
Yeah.
And I point at the Uber, and
Yeah.
she looks at the car, and she goes, "That's my friend." I'm like, "Cool. Does he have my food?" And she got mad, and she's like, "Oh!" And she walked inside. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, she lives here. Cool."
Oh, is that? Yeah, so she
That
was
was
the
her.
one.
So
Yeah.
she walks past, and then the guy, and I just kind of wave at him, and he's like, he waves back, and then he
Yeah.
leaves. And I guess
The
that to
pimp.
me, it's him going like, "Yeah, it's confirmed."
Yeah.
So he leaves, and then my food gets here next day. Because I remember, oh, she's my neighbor. Next day, I'm talking to the cleaning lady. I'm like, whatever, like, this whole fucking weird thing happened last night. And she's like, that makes sense. She left today. There's about 20 towels in there.
Just covered in jizz.
Just
Yeah, man.
right?
Yeah.
That's just like, that's a prelude to kind of what Perth was like for me.
Yeah.
Because that was the least fucking intense thing that happened.
Yeah.
The wild thing was when I was working at the nursing home that I was doing the COVID care for, I was the most senior staff,
Yeah.
not for the place, but just in general, because I'd had 6, 7 years under my belt by that point. And this poor RN, he's only 3 months out. So we had this situation. There was a lady. I'd already been having back and forth with the Royal Perth Hospital. They were fucking useless. So I'd already had a few back and forths. We sent some people there. They sent them back almost straight away. They're like, they're fine. It's fine. They weren't fine. There was this lady who I guess like she had, dementia coming on. I don't know what it was, but she had a fistula, which is what... Have you ever seen someone get dialysis? Do you know anyone who's...
Is that like blood transfusion?
It's the liquid. It's where they drain the liquid out for people with like
yeah,
kidney
yeah.
problems.
I've never seen it. That stuff's...
So you get a fistula in your arm, and what that is, that connects to your main artery. So it's really,
Yeah, straight in.
Once it's in, it's in.
Yeah,
It takes surgery.
Yeah.
I guess she felt it, so she started picking at it.
Oh.
So she's opened the skin, and she got pretty deep. And then when someone noticed, it was already bleeding. So we go, oh, that's... Okay, wrap it up, send it to Perth Hospital. It is Saturday. We won't get a doctor in to evaluate her until Monday, so they need to evaluate her there. She is a risk. This was all sent with the AMBO, like with the whole thing. Everything.
Yeah, everyone, yeah.
She came back 4 hours later, right? She was not there long. They said she's fine. Wrapped her up a few times. I was like, you guys useless. Okay. Less than a day had passed. Finished the afternoon shift. Came in for the morning shift, and it was me and the RN again. And we gave her the tablets for the morning. Went to continue the tablet run. 15 minutes had passed, and she had managed to pull the whole fistula out. Gone in minutes.
Dead. Ooh, so that's full on.
That was full on. That's wild.
Fucking hell.
Now this poor RN walks into the room. He's freaking. He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So just like, hey man, go finish the tablet run. I've got this. Called the ambulance. Well, you had to call.
Yeah.
Call doctor. Call
family.
You did call ambulance. Yeah. Well, it was too late.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know? Like, it's like 3 liters, I think, of blood before someone.
So there was blood everywhere. Is that the first time you've seen a dead body?
No, but first time I've seen one like that.
Yeah, one.
I've seen people pass away naturally.
Yeah.
I've seen someone,
that, Yeah, that's full on.
But I've never seen like a crime scene.
Yeah,
had to talk to the police.
Yeah.
After all those phone calls, I called the Perth Hospital and I fucking gave it to them. I start off with this poor lady. She's like, I called the ward she was on because they stopped every time I would call the switchboard. I'm like, hey, I'm so-and-so from here. And they go, let me put you through. And then ring, hang up. So I called the ward. Yeah. I said, hey, the police have been called. They freak out. Move on to their boss. Oh, got to move on to the boss of the ward, the Don.
Yeah.
Oh, had to move on to the Don. The Don moved it on to like the head of the hospital.
Yeah.
Because the Don looks after the nurses.
Yeah.
The Don moved it on to the fucking top of Perth Hospital. And they picked up the phone. I just told them what happened. Like, she's been here for less than 12 hours. This is a failed discharge.
Yeah.
Expect the police.
Yeah.
Just gave it to him. And that's probably the wildest thing I've ever seen.
That's pretty wild, though.
Because it took a long time for like the family to come.
Yeah.
And
and
blood, it thickens and congeals really fast. It was like, you look around like it's just jelly on the floor.
Yeah.
It was wild, man.
Yeah, fucking oath. Yeah. Have you ever like spoken to a therapist about that or anything?
So that's the thing.
Did they offer you therapy about that?
No, you're supposed to get a debrief.
Yeah.
And I asked for one. So I asked the nursing home for a debrief. They said, no, talk to your management. So I talked to my management. They said, no, we don't do that. That's the responsibility of the nursing home. And it just kept looping like that.
Yeah, wow.
And I think that was probably a trigger for leaving nursing.
Fucking oath, man.
After
That's
so many years when I moved here.
Yeah, babe. That shit's wild. I had a firefighter mate, man. And he said, like, there's always one scene. Because a lot of firefighting isn't actually fighting fights. It's going to, like, crashes. That's the majority of firefighting is going to car crashes. And he said that there was one night where, and this is he quit after this. There was one night where a whole Bucks party, like, and and the bride's party, they were doing like a bucks and a hens night, same night, and they were in some hotted out car, and they were blind, and the fella driving crashed and killed everyone in the car besides him, but he was fucked, and they've turned up to the scene, and like there's just everyone's dead. There's fucking like there was everyone in the car's dead, and they just started to like take them, like they had the police assess it, and then they had to like take the bodies out, and as they're like ripping the bodies out, the hens party turns up. They've come and like in their car blind too, and he said because they're trying their best, like because dead bodies are hard to move, like they're like fucking. Yeah, I don't know. I've had to move too, and it was fucked. But like
They get heavy.
dead because they're dead weight. They're like when you lift up someone like that's trying to help you, like they work with you, but like they're just a big lump of weight. So he's there. He said like they're trying to rip these bodies out, like, and they're mangled and fucked up. And these like all the bride's party are yelling and screaming and crying. And he said it was like so fucked up. He said that was
for some people that's their last night.
Yeah, that's what he said. He couldn't do it anymore. He said like the trauma from like the brides and her hens, like that like their feeling like of just devastation, it just crushed him. He's like, and also like they're abusing them for have some respect for him, like, and they're like, we're trying, like, we're trying to rip these.
You explain to me how I can respectfully take this man out of this car sandwich.
So it was like, he said it was fucking, but that's wild. That is wild, Ty. I fucking love it.
That is the wildest thing, I think, when it comes to like
man.
the thing that affects me the most.
Fucking oath, man. Well, you should definitely talk to someone about that too.
I just did.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, fucking therapy session.
Yeah, I will one day.
Yeah,
I'm going through, I got my blood tests.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not cancer. I got a lot of like skin dots that I got to get checked out.
Yeah,
so that's the next one. And then I'm going to move on to like, all right, let's get my mental sorted out.
Yeah, fucking oath.
But then what if I stop being funny, Jake?
No, you won't. And it's...
what if I can't draw?
I think that's a big thing with comedians, I feel like... And I understand that too. Like, I feel like if they do too much for their mental health, they're going to miss out on... Because I love Marcus Aurelius' meditations, and there's so much in that that's like how to be a good person and virtuous, but so much of it goes against the comedians. Like, we have to be fucked up a little bit. Like, we can't be fully. But I think that mental health is sort of like your physical health. Like, it's one of them things where you never actually, like, there's no end, there's no like finish. It's always just work. Like, you always have to put work into it. But I feel like, some of that, you can find funny in that you find funny in these things when you address it, like, because I've had a million traumatic experiences. Like, I've had, even when I was a kid, like, first time I seen a dead body, like, they were dead for like 3 days, and they were fucking on a creek bed, and they were fucking in Townsville, like, fucking mangled.
I think that's why when people ask, I talk more about the prostitute thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like that was funny.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a prostitute?
She was my neighbor.
Nah. Have you ever actually paid for one?
No.
You wouldn't do it.
I just don't need to.
Nah, that's cool. That's cool.
Too charming.
The thing is,
they pay me.
Yeah. The thing is, though, this is what I always say. It's like you're not paying to fuck them because you can go get sex. Like, sex is not hard to get. You're paying for them to like fuck off afterwards and not deal with all the fucking dramas.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm chill. I'll chill out and deal with the dramas.
Yeah, I know. Nah, they're not good.
We also see different people.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, I know. I got a thing for crazy women. It's fucked though, man. I don't know. Like, I got lots of fucking issues, but it's good. I speak to a therapist, and my therapist is good, and it's like I feel that, like, I got a lot of rage that, like, so I feel
like a rat in a cage.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, with despite all my rage, yeah, but it's like if you knew me 5, 6, 10 years. If you knew me before I had the kids, like, you know, I was a really rage-filled fucking mongrel of a person that, like, I used to get, you know, yeah. But it's taken a long time to realize that, like, you're always in control of your actions, you know. So it doesn't matter what happens to you, you can always be in control of how you react. So if people are being fucked to you, like, you can either blow up and fucking escalate the situation, or you can, you know, you can realize that even with like that whole Forte thing, I realized then like that situation, like I knew it was, you just got to treat people like that like a child, because they're acting like a child. Like, it's, you know, you got to be fucking firm but not antagonistic. You got to be, hey buddy, like, you know. And I've learned a lot more that
Can't
way.
spank him. That wouldn't have ended well.
Nah. Well, it's funny, like, because I don't, like, I give Colin, my son, like, one smack once, and I felt so bad. I didn't like it at all. Like, it was my dad used to flog the fuck out of me, and it was like, but I don't think it was a bad thing. I hated it as a kid, but it definitely made me, like,
I don't think my dad liked it either. Like,
nah.
he did the psychological game. I had this stack of rocks that if I was naughty, I had to move that stack over there.
Yeah, true. That's a good one.
It took me a stupid amount of time to realize I can just throw the rocks
Yeah.
instead of putting them in a
Stack, yeah.
Well, I had a wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
I had to move the wheelbarrow, and it made me strong. Like, don't get me wrong, it made me strong.
That's a good thing.
But then one day it was a storm. I couldn't come in till I was done because I did something extra bad. I don't know what it was. Probably just something I said, because I was a mouthy kid.
Yeah.
And one day I was out there in a storm, and this lightning bolt just fucking took out the neighbor's tree.
Fuck yeah.
And I went, nope, not doing this anymore. And I was a pretty good kid after that.
Yeah.
Like, I was lazy, and but I wasn't like a bad kid. I was like, what are
Just
I would think about consequences before I did stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
And I guess that I do that as an adult now too. Is like, what is the worst and best thing that'll come out of doing this?
Yeah. No, that's good. Sounds like you had a good dad, man. It sounds like he's a good
I still
dad.
do.
Yeah,
Yes.
you still do. Yeah. Well,
Not to brag.
Don't rub it in. No. My dad was a good fella too. He was just hardened. And, like, that's the thing. When you have kids, you realize, like, we're all just fucking... no one knows how to fucking do it. We've been doing this for a while. We might have to wrap it up.
Yeah.
But this has been awesome, bro. This has been really good.
It's good to chat too.
Yeah,
It's a good excuse to... I've been meaning to come and check up on you.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll tell you some shit off camera. But it's been...
Maybe not, because I got to piss and go.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, I'll tell you.
Well,
I'll be there
I'll see you on Wednesday. You better come Wednesday.
I'll come Wednesday. Well, I'm not getting banged up this week.
Yeah.
I spent last week banged up.
I'll probably skip Thursday.
What's going on Thursday?
Oh, just a show. I'm probably just skip it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll probably
What
just
is the
not
show
go.
Thursday?
Tony's big game show.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go. I've never been to one
Yeah,
yet.
go. I
I'll go.
don't say not to. But we got 2 shows Fridays. I'm going to be pretty, like...
That's,
You know how I do. Hey, we got to ta.
Yeah, I'll help out Friday. Yeah, because I'll fucking,
Be good.
Bali Monday. 1
Yeah?
week. I'm in Bali. This
Fuck
time
yeah,
next
dude.
week, I'll be in Bali, bro.
Nice, dude.
Well, fuck, type. This has been awesome, bro. I loved it. Fucking first episode done. We.